Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm going to go over some thoughts as well as some specs on the brand new Galaxy S5. Let's get to this. Alright guys, so what we're seeing here on the display is a 5.1 inch Super AMOLED display. It's 1920 by 1080. Of course, there was a display increase as they seem to think that the bigger screens do actually sell more phones, which they do in a sense. And 1920 by 1080, 1080p is pretty good. I was actually hoping to see them do something around 2 to 3K for the screen resolution on that. Anyways, moving on, it does run 4G LTE here, and it has a 2.5 gigahertz quad-core processor. Surprisingly, it's not 64-bit, which would go ahead and compete with Apple's, but it should still be very fast, very snappy. It is running Android 4.4.2 KitKat. It also has a 16 megapixel rear camera and 2 megapixel front camera. Those are both great cameras, and of course, being as what Samsung uses, they will be pretty good here. Alright, now some things that were pretty cool here was private mode, which is activated by the fingerprint scanner. Just swipe it across and you can view like some pictures or whatever. Or kids mode that has pre-downloaded apps to where you can have your kids play on that and not get into anything else on your phone and mess with your phone. Alright, so one of my thoughts here is with the back piece of the Galaxy S5. Normally you do put a case on your phone, and I obviously do, but when I was looking at this phone, I thought, wow, this is not a very good looking phone. And usually phones are very sleek looking. The back texture, I am not a fan of at all. The front I'm fine with, the back texture is a no-go. Of course, I would have a case on this phone to cover that up, but just putting it out there, I hate the back texture on that phone. Alright, so Wi-Fi here, we're running 802.11 AC, which is first for a smartphone, and it's got Bluetooth 4.0, and for the charging port here is USB 3.0, which is actually really cool. Charges very fast, I've heard. Don't have that, I have a lightning connector. And this also has the S Health. It's got a heart rate monitor and a fingerprint scanner in it, which I actually thought was pretty interesting about the heart rate monitor. I want to see how that works, because that'd be pretty cool to see if it is very accurate. And then the fingerprint scanner, which is, I think it's just swiping your finger down on the screen, or down on the home button, sorry. Let me run over some of the internal specs here. It's got 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 or 32 gigabyte variants with micro SD upgrade. And actually read here that's going around that the 16 gigabyte model only has like 7.65 of usable memory, which is really interesting to me that you're not really getting your full price for that full memory out of it. Now, obviously, you can upgrade to 64 gigs with an SD card, which is what most people will do here. Now, I'm going to talk about battery here, and this is one of the big things that I was pretty interested at, is the battery on this thing is 390 hours of standby time, which is amazing, and 21 hours of talk time, which is pretty good. It's got 28 milliamp hour battery, but when we look here, they said once it gets down to 10%, it's got this like ultra power saver mode that's really cool, and it will turn your phone black and white, which I don't know, depending on whether or not it does do this, I would probably be a big fan of it. But you get 24 hours of standby time. So in that moment that you urgently need your phone for like a call or something, you're waiting for that call, your phone will have enough battery life there to set it for another 24 hours. But if you're stranded on an island, sorry, that isn't going to last you as long as you might hope. Now, the battery was pretty cool. Overall, I think this is a good phone. As I did say, I don't like the back texture on it. That's one of the things I don't like, and I still hate touch capacitive buttons on phones here. But other than that, it is a pretty cool phone, and I actually somewhat like this phone. Anyways, guys, I will see you come next Friday. Anyways, peace out.